Come on, I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money.
Who knows that classic line from the movie Paid in Full? A lot of us. And you know what? That movie gave us a lot of lessons. Some on Flash versus intentionally trying to lay low, because if there's one thing we've learned, Flash can get you in a lot of trouble. Just ask Frank Lucas in American Gangster. All kidding aside, he was really being facetious, but the truth is, if you are someone that has money and people use that as a point to constantly bring it up, then I can totally understand him making the statement he did, especially to the person he did in the movie itself.
Even Ray Charles can see you got money.
Essentially, I have money, just not for you and your attitude. People say they're broke. I take it as one of two ways. One could truly be they don't have the money, the income to supply their most basic needs, and that's unfortunate, and it just may be on the industry they work in. That is a real thing. People live below a poverty line. That's why we have a poverty line. But number two may just be total lack of self-awareness of how much you're really spending in relation to how much you earn. That's problem number one. Problem number two is just going about your money without a plan, but we'll talk about that later this week. I've mentioned this creator before on the channel, Caleb Hammer. He does such amazing work with the financial audits on his channel, and I'll go ahead and link his actual channel below so you guys can check it out. But man, listen, when you're watching these episodes, I'll dive more into this during the month, but you really get an understanding of just how unaware people are of how they're managing their money. And it may be a really great mirror for you to look and go through some self-reflection of how you may manage your money. And some people may think he has a lot of like just tough love towards the individuals that come on. And I commend them for being vulnerable and opening up their books, so to speak, to have Caleb go through it and let them know like where they're really off track and what they could do, and taking accountability for their actions. That is the most important thing. And side note, I may or may not dabble in trying to react to some of his videos, so if that's something you would be interested in whatsoever, just go ahead and comment that below. Also, while you're at it, hit the like button if you really enjoy the content that I post. If you watch any of these audits, he will go through their checking account, their credit card statement. It's easy to see where everyone's money flows and goes, and it shows the lack of control, but again, lack of awareness of just how much they may spend on eating out or any number of things. And I liken fitness to finance so many times because there's a lot of similarities there, where if you have no idea how much you're expending, okay, so cash flow in versus cash flow out, it makes it really difficult for you to get ahead whatsoever if you're unaware of that. The exact same thing, if you have no idea how many calories you're taking in versus how many you're expending in a given day, you have no idea if you're actually on track to lose, body fat or go through a fat loss phase if that's your intended goal. So being aware, it's so key, and it is a numbers game. Now, behavior is on the other side of that, and it plays a really big part. But if you don't know the numbers, you're already behind. I would say, hey, just take on this challenge. If you are someone who feels, man, every single month, like I get to the end of the month and I just feel broke, I just feel like I have absolutely positively no money, I would say just take this simple challenge. Track all of your expenses for 1 month. Okay, just 1 month, track all of your expenses, and don't differentiate, don't alter how you would typically just spend money. Just go ahead, remain true to your current spending habits, and start to track, because there are a few things I would like you to reflect on while doing this. So the first one, do you carry a balance on your credit card accruing interest payments? And you can do this by checking your 2022 annual statement for your credit card, and you'll actually be able to see what you paid in interest. If you didn't know, that's lost money right there, likely every single month. This is a really big one. Do you Uber Eats or Doordash meals? Because if you watch any of those episodes, the amount of people that have their food delivered, yet they're already in really high interest debt and they have no savings in place, that is one of the fastest ways to lose money. You're paying a markup on food that's already marked up. Think about that. Now, I would also venture on to say, how many times is this done a week? Just think about it. If that amounts to $50 extra a month, but you say you have no money to invest or save at all, you have it. It's just going towards Uber Eats or DoorDash. Now, this will hit close to home for us within sneakers. How much are you spending on clothing or shoes a month? And I understand we are anomalies. We're not the norm, right? The regular American doesn't go and buy a new pair of shoes every single month. They just don't. Let's just be real. We can be real right now. We can be real. They don't. we're doing things that average American doesn't necessarily do. And also I would think social media has really led to this normality of buying a ton of clothes like all the time and it seeming normal, but that's also not. But I would say, hey, just take a look at the amount that you're spending on shoes and clothes every single month. Is that at least a 1-to-1 of what you're saving and investing every single month towards your financial future? Or could that maybe take some adjustments? This is a really big one. How much are you spending on groceries? This is honestly a category where you should expect to pay more and likely budget more. It's not uncommon for people to under budget for things they really need to account for, especially with inflation such as groceries or gas. And then this is definitely a first world problem, and it's a problem that a lot of people seem to have on Caleb's channel also. Amazon. The daily packages. How much are you ordering or spending on Amazon? I don't mean a random one-off here or there, or maybe there are some automatic things. Maybe you have dog food or for your pet or something that comes from there every single month. I totally understand that, but you and I both know a lot of the items purchased necessarily on Amazon, they're not needs. And if it's something that you want, but you understand that your frivolous spending could be taking away from putting yourself in a better position, at least just by having like at least a 3-month emergency fund set up. So if something were to occur that's an emergency, you're set. You got to be real. Like Amazon is not going to save you when you need a car repair. And finally, I would say, how much are you spending on eating out? And I'm not the person to think, like, clearly, because we always get teased as millennials, even though I don't drink coffee, that, oh, the $5 Starbucks that you have, like, yeah, that could really put you in a better financial position. It's really not like just gonna be the coffee or the Starbucks. I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's more so how often, like, the higher cadence that you may go out to eat, because now going out to eat, everybody's not getting like a 4 for $4, let's be real. So if you're spending $10 3 times a week on eating out, and you can clearly see what that amounts to in terms of the dollar amount, that may be adding on to a minimum payment for you to pay down that credit card that you've let accrue interest. So I would definitely take into account how much are you eating out, and think about that in relation to your other goals. If you have a goal, like so many people do, to lose weight, become healthier, is that in line with that goal? And I'm all about balance. You guys know I clearly have a balanced life of working out, staying healthy and fit, but also enjoying the foods I love and eating out. But that's manageable. It's something that I have a handle on because I've already hit certain goals that I've wanted to. If you haven't, you may be able to cross off 2 in 1, setting better habits and not eating out as much while you also cut back on that spending. Once you've tracked for a month and you have the real answer of how much and where you spend all of your money, I think there are a few things to highlight. You need to make sure that you are taking into account your needs. So I think of these as the first 4. Yes, we're in March. March Madness is right upon us. So that's what I liken those needs to in my budgeting ebook that you guys can get for free whenever you would like. So housing, utilities, and insurance, anything related to your car or travel, such as payment, gas, also insurance, groceries. And I don't mean eating out. I mean just regular groceries, and then minimum debt payments, because you are obligated to go ahead and ensure those are paid so it doesn't harm your credit, and clothing. But to be honest with you, unless it's like for growing kids, most of us are set on clothing. So if you look at the first 4 for just that, that's the baseline. That's like the bare minimum you need every single month. Now let's take a look at your net income, and I want you to subtract that number you just calculated. Guess what? Everything after that, that's disposable income. That's extra. There's the money that you have when you say I'm too broke to save or to invest or to do the things I may want to do, plan ahead, put money aside for travel or whatever it may be. There's the money for it. And this is a very eye-opening experience. Trust me, it's as eye-opening as you tracking what you eat for an entire week. Like, you'll be surprised how much you overeat, how much you overspend. And now from here, you can start to subtract things you would like to do with that money that's left and go all the way down to 0. I really hope this video was helpful just in terms of maybe bringing a little bit more self-awareness to how it could hurt you if you aren't aware of where your money may go. Again, I adore Caleb's channel. I watch his videos all the time. He's adding so much value to people's lives, and it's great to reflect and see where you are individually in your own financial journey in relation to the individuals that are, you know, vulnerable enough to come on the internet and just tell their story. And again, I hope this added some value to your day. I really appreciate it. If so, hit the like button. Thanks for watching. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.